Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good morning, Henry.
Good morning.
This time when I say good morning to Sam and Hen, they're here with me to say good morning. Good morning, Samantha and Benny. Hi, Zara and Oliver and Iris. Pop-Up will be coming by in a couple hours. Good morning, Hannah and Noah. Hi, Kayla. You might not have class today, but hi to the little ones when you do have class. Hi, Matea. That's Eric's daughter. Hi, Matea. How are you? And Madeline. And good morning, Zachary, Aria, and Colin. Is everybody here?
Wait, that's a lot of people.
A lot of people are joining us today. You're going to love this story. It's called Purple, Green, and Yellow.
I got purple, pink, and black.
Thank you.
It's called purple, green, and yellow.
And here I got some markers to hold up, purple, green, and yellow.
Yeah.
In the picture, a little girl is holding a whole lot of markers. Can you predict what this story will be about?
Someone drawing with markers, and the marker colors are purple, pink, and yellow.
Great. Let's find out.
And green. Purple.
And this is by Robert Munsch. Again, I'm reading from this book that has all these stories in it. All right. Sorry, I was bending over. I dropped my marker. Silly Mimi. So Henry predicted it's going to be about somebody coloring with markers. Everybody out there, turn to your brother or sister or mom or dad or grandma and grandpa and make your prediction. We'll wait.
Just let them pause the video. You don't have to wait too long.
Okay, did you make your prediction? Okay, let's get started. Bridget went to her mother and said, I need some coloring markers. All my friends have coloring markers. They draw wonderful pictures. Mommy, I need some coloring markers. What do you think Mom's going to say?
I actually don't know. I think she might say no, and then the kid might convince. I think that might help.
Oh, no, said her mother. I've heard about those coloring markers. Kids draw on walls. They draw on the floor. They draw on themselves. You can't have any coloring markers.
Yeah, okay, that's correct.
Henry, you were very close. I'm going to turn the page. This is a very big, colorful picture. I'm going to hold it up so you can see the picture while I'm reading.
Oh my God.
There's a picture of her at a table, markers everywhere. Well, said Bridget, there are these new coloring markers. They wash off with just water. I can't get into any trouble with coloring markers that wash off. Get me some of those. Well, said her mother, all right. So her mother went out and got Bridget 500 washable coloring markers.
Wait, 500?
Was that a surprise to you, 500?
Well, how about she gets some 500 video games out of that?
Well, that's what she got in this story. Bridget went up to her room and drew wonderful pictures. She drew lemons that were yellower than lemons, and roses that were redder than roses, and oranges that were oranger than...
Oranges. Wait, how do you have an orange? Orange.
It's a...
I suppose oranges have sometimes, like on the peel, there's little specks of yellow. So I see if they do all orange, I can see why it's more orange than a regular.
It's a story, Hen. It's a story. But after a week, Bridget got bored. She went to her mother and said, Mom, did I draw on the walls? No, said her mother. Did I draw on the floor? No, said her mother. Did I draw myself? No, said her mother. And here's a picture of Mother talking to Bridget.
Yeah, just saying no.
What do you think's going to happen next?
I think...
Make your prediction while Henry makes his.
Okay, I think what's going to happen is she's going to trust him with the other markers.
Okay, and so Bridget is a girl, and let's see what happens.
Trust her.
Yeah, that's the picture like the front cover. Well, said Bridget, I didn't get into any trouble, and I need some new coloring markers. All my friends have them. Mommy, there are coloring markers that smell. They have ones that smell like roses and lemons and oranges, and even ones that smell like cow plops. Mom, they have coloring markers that smell like anything. You want them to. Mom, I need those coloring markers.
But those color markers don't wash.
Her mother went out and got 500 coloring markers that smelled. Then Bridget went upstairs and she drew pictures. She drew lemons that smelled like lemons, and roses that smelled like roses, and oranges that smelled like oranges. Watch out. Cow plops that smelled like cow plops. What's a cow plop?
I actually don't know. of all my years, like of all.
So when you go to the bathroom, instead of saying the word when you go to the bathroom and poop, that's what a cow plop is. Her mother said, wow, my kid is an artist.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
But after a week, Bridget got bored. She said, Mom, did I draw on the floor? No, said her mother.
Oh, she's gonna get more markers.
Did I draw on the walls? No, said her mother. Did I draw myself? No, said her mother. Predict, what is she gonna ask for next?
More markers.
Oh, here's another picture of Bridget with all those markers. Let's see if Henry's right. Well, said Bridget, I need some new coloring markers. These are the best kinds. All my friends have them. They are super indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers. Mom, I need them. What does that mean, indelible?
I have no idea, and I just turned on the fan. There we go.
So it just means they never come off.
Oh, I see.
But I'm sure there's a more exact definition.
Well, put out the ink. It could run out of ink then.
It could. I'm going to have to ask Sammy when he comes back in the room what's the definition of indelible. So her mother went out and got 500 super indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers.
Wait, do you want me? Yeah, if you want me to search it up, I can.
No, Bridget took them and drew pictures for 3 weeks. She drew lemons that look better than lemons, and roses that look better than roses, and oranges that look better than oranges, and sunsets that look better than sunsets.
I don't think you can really make a sunset on the sunset.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
I know. The sunset, like, especially at the eastern shore.
Beautiful. Then she got bored. She said, I'm tired of drawing on the paper, but I am not going to draw on the walls. I am not going to draw on the floor, and I'm not going to draw myself. But everybody knows it's okay to color your fingernails. Even my mother colors her fingernails.
Well, she uses, like, the fingernail polish.
That's
thing.
right.
That's what it's called. Not
So,
markers. Marker ink.
Boys and girls, does your mom or anyone in your family color their fingernails?
Wait,
I'll wait.
fingernail.
Go ahead and tell me. I'll
My mom
wait while
does.
you tell me.
Yeah, my mom does too. My mom and I think you do too.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Let's find out. So Bridget took a purple, super indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring marker, and she colored her thumbnail bright purple.
Oh, that's not good because you're supposed to use nail polish. You're not supposed to use the marker.
That was so pretty. She colored all her fingernails purple, black, and yellow. And that was so pretty. She colored her hands yellow, green, and red. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's the problem? Turn to someone next to you and tell them.
She's going
What's the problem?
She's going cuckoo crazy with the markers.
And that was so pretty. She colored her face purple, green, yellow, and blue.
Okay.
And that was so pretty. She colored her belly button blue. And that was so pretty. She colored herself all sorts of colors, almost entirely all over. Then Bridget looked in the mirror and said, what have I done? My mother is going to...
yell.
Yeah, she's going to kill me. So she ran into the bathroom and washed her hands for half an hour. Boys and girls, how long is half an hour? How many
30
minutes?
minutes.
Thank you. That was too quick, Henry.
I
Nothing came off.
pay attention in school.
Her hands still look like mixed up rainbows. And here's a great picture of her washing her hands, and there's color everywhere.
Yeah, the good thing is, did she use soap?
But it said super indelible, never come off. Let's see what happens.
If you actually use enough soap,
You think it might?
I accidentally put a permanent marker on myself, and then if I used a lot of soap, it came off.
Oh, great. Make your predictions, boys and girls. Henry, let's wait quietly. They're going to make their predictions. What's going to happen now?
Ooh, I think there were some good ones, though.
Yeah, Henry heard some of your good predictions. I did, too. I hope she's not going to be in trouble with her mom. Then she had a wonderful idea. I wonder what that is.
Ooh.
I wonder. I'm so excited. She reached way down at the bottom of the coloring markers and got a special colored marker. It was the same color she was. She took that marker and colored all over herself until she was her regular color again. In fact, she even looked better than before. Almost too good to be true.
Wait, but then the thing is, so she looks the same, but if her mom touches her, it'll be like, okay, you look at all this ink. I can feel like 17,000 layers of ink.
Right. She went downstairs and her mother said, "Why, Bridget, you're looking really good today." "Right," said Bridget. But Bridget was afraid that the special color would not stick to the colors underneath, so she said, "I already washed my hands." Did she think Mom was going to ask her to wash her hands? Oh my goodness, look at this picture. There's Mom looking at her hands, but whoa, look at her face. But her mother smelled her hands and said, "Ah, no soap." Can you smell soap after you wash your hands with soap?
As long as it's like Target soap or something.
Sometimes you can. She took Bridget into the bathroom and washed her hands and face. All the special color came off, and Bridget looked like mixed up rainbows. "Oh no," said her mother. "Bridget, did you color your hands with the coloring markers that wash off?" "No." "Bridget, did you color your hands with the coloring markers that smell?" "No." "Did you use the super indelible never come off till you're dead and maybe even later coloring markers?" What'd she say?
Yes.
"Yes." "Yikes," yelled her mother.
Okay, yeah. I knew some mischief would go on.
Oh my, you are right, Henry. Oh, look at this mess. Stuff is flying everywhere. What is going to happen? She called the doctor and said, "Help, help, help. My daughter has colored herself with super indelible, never come off till you're dead and maybe even later coloring markers." "Oh dear," said the doctor. "Sometimes they never come off." The doctor came over and gave Bridget a large orange pill. She said, "Take this pill, wait 5 minutes, and then take a bath." Okay, I'll wait. Everyone make your prediction. What's going to happen?
I think the pill is I think what the pill is going to do is, well, usually stories have a happy ending, and it sounds like it will, so I say the pill will help.
Let's find out. So Bridget took the pill, waited 5 minutes, and jumped into the bathtub. Her mother stood outside the door and yelled, "Is it working? Is it working?" Okay, everybody make your prediction. You heard what Henry said.
Hopefully they did. If they didn't, well, I hope.
So on the next page, you'll see pictures of bubbles coming out the door, all different color bubbles.
Okay.
"Yes," said Bridget, "everything is coming off." And Bridget was right. Everything had come off. When Bridget walked out the bathroom, she was invisible. "Oh no," yelled her mother, "you can't go to school if you're invisible. You can't go to university if you're invisible. You'll never get a job if you're invisible. Bridget, you've wrecked your life." Oh no, boys and girls, what's going to happen now?
I think to make him uninvisible, I think what they would do is maybe give I don't know, maybe a medicine.
Let's find out.
And also, I think they should give him an antibiotic, because the ink could have done something to him.
Good thoughts. "Don't worry," said Bridget. She ran into her room, got the special colored markers, and colored herself entirely all over until you couldn't tell the difference. In fact, she looked even better than before, almost too good to be true. But her mother said, "Bridget, you can't go through life like that. You're just a picture. Everyone will know there is something wrong." "No, they won't," said Bridget.
I think they will.
"Yes, they will," said her mother. "Henry thinks they will. What do you think, boys and girls? Will everyone know that she's just colored herself?"
Well, I think so, but maybe if she washes her whole body, it would look like it, and then she could just try and like maybe put a little bit of brown and stuff mixed in.
Well,
so
here's
then,
gonna be-
it looks like regular skin.
Thanks, Henry. Here's going to be a surprise ending. Here's a picture of Bridget's daddy sitting on a chair. "No, they won't," said Bridget. "I colored Daddy while he was taking a nap, and you haven't noticed anything yet." Good heavens, yelled her mother, and she ran into the living room and looked at Daddy. He looked even better than before, almost too good to be true. Doesn't he look great? Asked Bridget. I couldn't even tell the difference, said her mother. Right, said Bridget, and neither will he. Was that a surprise?
Oh, yeah, it was quite a surprise.
We didn't know Dad was going to be in the story. Here's the last page. This is very funny.
Some offers like sneak up a little character.
Here's what's funny. I'll put it up close. Here's Dad walking home, and it's raining out. And what's happening to where she colored in the rain? Oh my gosh. And it says, as long as he doesn't get wet. Why is getting wet a problem?
I don't know. Water doesn't really hurt, but then it will take off the ink.
Oh, I hope you enjoyed that story. I enjoyed reading it to you.
Yeah, it looks like the video would be full screen there, Mimi.
So, again, this was from Robert Munsch's book called Munchworks. There's about 10 books inside this one big book. It's so fun. You can read all these different stories. So since today we read about markers and coloring, I'm going to suggest to you, if you have any markers and any paper, ask your mom or dad, can you color some beautiful pictures today?
Markers.
Oh, thanks, Hen. Yeah, and I'll
put
hold
these
up
back
mine.
on the table.
So you get some beautiful markers and color a beautiful picture. And of course, I'd love it if you were to write me some sentences or your own story. Can you make yours into a book about markers?
Maybe, can I do my markers about video games, please?
Sure, that would be great, Henry. So always pick something you're interested in and you like. I can't wait to see what pictures you draw. But don't draw on yourself. That was just a story. Let's not do it in real life.
Yeah,
Love you.
It's a fiction story.
Bye from Mimi. Say bye, Hen.
Bye-bye. Adios.